Hi.
Welcome to Rink Rookie, a guide to the NHL. I am your co-host, Ashley.
And I'm your other co-host, Arielle, and welcome to our podcast.
Hello again. We are here, back with another episode of Playoffs.
This time just kidding. We're not in round 2 yet. We're getting there.
We'll get into round 2 in this episode, but we are wrapping up round 1. We've got a couple more games to chat about, and then we'll deep dive into what I'm thinking is one of the best series. Like, all of the second round games have been amazing to watch, so
Agreed.
I'm really excited to see how this ends. Have you been up to anything exciting, or are you up to anything exciting in the near future? Sorry, I didn't finish my sentence.
Just packing, because I'm going to be in California soon. Prepping and packing and cleaning.
Welcome back.
But other than that, yeah. You have anything?
No, I don't think so.
Wait, you have a wedding? Photographing?
That is true. Yeah, my first friend's wedding that I've gone to as someone who's in her early 30s. I still don't think I've had any friends get married except for like him now to work together. So I'm really excited. I'm photographing it. I've never done it before, so that makes me a little nervous, but it's fine. I don't know. I miss my boys, and I'm sure you do too, but I know a lot of your Devils are playing in the IIHF championship, right?
Yeah. I'm kind of like just loosely saying like, okay, they're alive. Sign of life. Good for them. They're having a good time.
Yeah, I know there's some Kraken that are participating, so it's cool to signs of life is nice. We've got too long until they come back. They come back like mid-September for preseason.
Mm-hmm.
And it's too far away. Is that 4 months from now?
I think so, because I think we only
God.
said we're gonna give ourselves 2 months off, and then
Yeah, I mean, we didn't give ourselves 2 months off before, but that wasn't intentional, and this is actually an intentional break. We're gonna try and break these up into seasons, so yeah, that's the plan. Anyway, we're going to kick off this episode chatting about round 1, game 6 of the Leafs versus the Bruins on Thursday, May 2nd. Do you want to take it away?
Yeah. All right, so Thursday, May 2nd, Leafs versus Bruins. Jeremy Swayman was in net for the Bruins yet again. Joseph Woll was in net for the Leafs. There were no goals in the first period. The second period only had 1 goal, and it was from William Nylander for the Maple Leafs. The third period had 2 goals, one for Boston from Morgan Geekie, and one for Toronto from William Nylander again. Toronto saw 1 penalty, and Boston saw 2, so pretty easy game. Shots on goal for Boston were 23, Toronto 26. The final score 2-1 with the Leafs winning. The 3 stars of the game: first star Joseph Woll, second William Nylander, and the third star Jeremy Swayman.
You know, like Joseph Woll, why does no one call him like Joe or Joey, or why Joseph, and why no nickname?
I know, does he have a nickname? I don't know.
He feels like a nickname guy, but I don't know. I just always wonder that.
I know, because I don't even see do the fans have a nickname for him? I don't even see much of it.
I don't know. Leafs fans, speak up, because I need to know why he's just Joseph.
Does Woll have a nickname? It's because he's so adorable, and I feel like there's so many options for him.
Well, I know they like Waller, but like the Joseph, like the Joseph part is what's getting me. I don't know. Did you watch this game?
Did I? I'm gonna be so for real with you. The entire Leafs Bruins series, I tried to avoid it because it was so boring, respectfully.
Yeah, no, it was just like I felt like there was a lot of drama around the games, but the games themselves weren't particularly like gripping.
Yeah.
Like, Nylander's out, Matthews is out, Marner sucks, blah, blah, blah. Drama around it, but nothing like actually happening. So that was kind of a letdown, I feel like.
Yeah. I expected it to be a lot bigger than it was, and then it just ended.
Yeah, the people talk about these teams like they're the huge rivals and expect all this stuff, and then I was let down.
Okay.
So I believe that was the only game for Thursday, so we're going to move on to Friday, May 3rd, with the Canucks versus Predators round 1, game 6. So Jussi Saros was in net for the Predators, and Artur Silovs was in net for the Canucks. There were no goals for the first or second period, and this third period only saw 1 goal of the game from Pius Suter for the Canucks. There were no penalties for the Predators and 3 for the Canucks. Shots on goal were 28 Nashville and 29 Vancouver. The final score was 1-0 with the Canucks winning, thus ending their round 1 series, and they will move on to round 2 and play the Oilers. The 3 stars of the game were Artur Silovs first, second was Pius Suter, and the third was Brock Besser. I feel like this was also a boring game.
That game stressed me out. I was like, oh my God, end it.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. Their baby goalie's working like overtime right now, I feel like. Give him all the like snaps for him.
But yeah, I think I may have watched that game.
I think we both almost did, but it wasn't just like, it was more of the like, who's gonna score first kind of like anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the score like actually changed and the Canucks scored, it was kind of like, okay, no more. That's it. Let's just get over with.
We're done here. Yeah, that series, I feel like that series was pretty evenly matched, in my opinion.
No, I agree. I feel like the Predators, they went on that winning streak during the regular season. That really kind of, I think, opened people's eyes of like, whoa. And the Canucks were solid pretty much all season. So it was, yeah, like you said, I think it was pretty evenly matched.
Okay, and then the next game, the second game that day on May 3rd, was the Stars versus Golden Knights, round 1, game 6. Aiden Hill was in net for the Golden Knights. Jake Ottinger was in net for the Stars. There were, again, no goals in the first or second period. The third period saw 2 goals for the Golden Knights from Noah Hannafin and Mark Stone on an empty net. There were 2 penalties for Dallas and 2 for Vegas. No penalties taken in the third period. The shots on goal, 30 Vegas, 23 Dallas. Final score 2-0. Vegas won. The 3 stars of the game: the first star, Noah Hannafin; second, Aiden Hill; and the third was Mark Stone. That was a slow day for games.
It was. I was just like, I think I remember after the Canucks Predators, it was like watching this and being like, okay, we're really doing this again. And then
Okay.
the Stars getting shut out was like just a bummer because, I mean, I know how I feel about Vegas and seeing them happy. So yeah, they'll meet their demise here in a couple minutes when we talk about that game. But yeah, I don't know. Just these like low scoring games, it's just like, come on, just let the goals go in and let's get it going.
I'm trying to remember. Was Marchment out that game, or is that the one that he came back for?
I know that's happened recently. Like, he just came back.
Okay, so he was out. Because I'm like, I feel like he just came.
Has he been out that long?
I don't know. Okay, yeah, he was not in game that day.
Did they ever say anything about why?
I don't remember. Like, I think he was out with upper body. Now I think about it, no, I don't really remember them talking too much into detail what happened. They were like, he's out.
I just know it was a big deal when he came back. I don't even remember him just like not being here. I don't know. So next day was Saturday, May 4th, Leafs versus Bruins, round 1, game 7. Jeremy Swayman was in net for the Bruins and Joseph Woll was in net for the Leafs. There were no goals in the first or second period. The third period had 2 goals, one for Boston from Hampus Lindholm and one for Toronto from William Nylander. The game went into overtime and David Pastrnak for Boston had the game-winning goal. Toronto saw 2 penalties and Boston saw 1. Shots on goal were Boston 31 and Toronto also 31. The final score was 2-1 with the Bruins winning and advancing on to round 2. The 3 stars of the game was first David Pastrnak, second Jeremy Swayman, and the third was Ilya Samsonov. That's 3 games in a row with no goals in the first or second period.
Slow hockey.
Yeah, just like it really grinded my gears. I'm just like, you're gonna tell me I have to wait that long for a goal, and then you're gonna go into overtime and make me wait again for someone to win. I think I did watch this game. Yeah, I did. I remember because I was like, where is the goalie hug? And it was kind of disappointing because it wasn't really like the traditional goalie hug.
I don't even think I watched the end. Because I think when Nylander scored, I was like, oh no. Like, I just knew it was going to just keep going. And I'm like, this is already such a slow game.
End the suffering. Yeah, and so they advanced on to round 2 and are now playing. They're playing the Panthers, and that's happening right now.
And the Leafs are dying right now. I don't know what's happening over there.
Yeah, I keep seeing, well, they fired their coach.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about changing a lot in the organization itself. Marner's on the chopping block. Tavares is maybe on the chopping block. O'Reilly maybe. The only people that are like safe from the rumblings are Matthews and Nylander because they just signed like giant ass contracts.
That's scary.
Yeah. Rip to the Leafs. Your series was boring. Thanks for nothing. And now we're starting the round 2 games, and then I think we've got one round 1 game left of the Stars and Golden Knights.
Yeah. I remember before this one, Sunday, May 5th, Hurricanes versus Rangers, round 2, game 1. I texted my friend Sarah, and I was like, I was already dreading talking about this series on the pod because everyone has such intricate names. I was like, God, this series alone is going to kill me. So, round 2, game 1. Freddie Anderson was in net for the Hurricanes. Eefkin was in net for the Rangers. First period saw 3 goals for the Rangers, with 2 from Mika Zibanejad and 1 from Vincent Trocheck. The Hurricanes had 1 goal from Jacob Slavin. There were no goals in the second period. The third period saw 2 goals from the Hurricanes from Martin Necas and Seth Jarvis. There was 1 goal for the Rangers from Artemi Panarin, and the Rangers saw 6 penalties Coyotes, and the Hurricanes saw 4. Shots on goal, Carolina 25, the Rangers 23. The final score 4-3 with the Rangers win. 3 stars of the game. The first star was Mika Zibanejad, the second Vincent Trocheck, and the third Chris Kreider.
I will admit that I will probably not be watching the Rangers play at all until the final. I just don't care about them. I care about one player on that team, and his name is Alexander Wennberg. It's all for money.
Some pain watching.
Yeah, you're God's strongest soldier. Can't even get it out.
It's rough watching the Canes. Yeah, I'm kind of sad about how this one's going so far.
I know I said I didn't want Jake Gensel to get a cup without Sidney Crosby, but can I take that back just so the Rangers can stop winning?
And he at least make it to the next round.
Right. Just someone needs to humble the Rangers.
I'm mad because I'm watching them play and they're not even playing. They're playing so good and it's pissing me off. Igor Shesterkin, I don't know that was it his kid or like his nephew or somebody that pointed to attempt
it was his daughter.
Ever since that, he has been playing so insane. And I'm like, I can't even be mad at you because you are literally out there doing your job and you're doing a hell of a good job at it. Damn it.
I saw a graphic, I think it was today, and it said he had like 99 saves in the last like 2 games or something. Maybe it was 3 games. That's wild to me. Who's their backup goalie? Isn't it Jonathan Quick?
Yes.
Where is he? Where is this man?
Apparently they don't need him.
Put him in, coach. Like, give Stricken a break. I don't know. I guess I guess this is relevant on some level to this conversation, but I saw an interview, I think it was with Joey Decord from the Kraken, and he's like, or maybe was it Swayman? I don't know. They're both big brown eyes, pretty boys. They look the same in my head right now. Anyway, whoever it was did an interview and they're just like, you have to go in every day prepared to play. And then once you like play, you just want to keep going and going and going and going and going. And like, they want to be playing these 9, 10, 12, 15 games in a row. Like it's nothing. But, like, is that...
I was hoping after you said that I would be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
But they would both say something like that. So
right?
That didn't help me try to figure out who it was.
I think it was Joey because I think he was talking about when he was playing those like 9 or 10 games when they had the winning streak back in like December for the Kraken, and he was like so down to just keep going, and like that's great for them, and obviously you play the hot goalie or whatever, especially if you're the Kraken, but I don't know. I just feel like in the long run, it's not sustainable. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm not a goalie coach. I'd love to speak to a goalie coach about it.
Oh, right. I know. I'm wondering when they're going to give like Swayman a break or Ottinger. Like when is it time?
I know. Wedgwood just had a baby. Like let him play. He's like sacrificing time to be with his like newborn baby to sit on a bench. Put him in, coach. Like what do you mean? He's good. I think Wedgwood's good. I think so too. I would like to see some goalie changes, some shaking it up. I know the Avs are also guilty of it, playing Georgiev constantly. So the Bruins are the only one who like truly tandem their goals, and I feel like both of them benefited from it a lot. So
yeah,
just my 2 cents. Anyway, that was a tangent that didn't need to happen, but I found interesting. Anyway, we're still on May 5th, so we're gonna wrap up round 1 with the Stars Golden Knights game 7. Were they in Dallas for this? Do you remember? Were they in Vegas?
I think they were.
I don't think it really matters. I'm just curious.
They were in Dallas.
Good for them. Okay, so Aiden Hill was in net for the Golden Knights and Jake Ottinger was in net for the Stars. The first period's only goal was for Dallas from Wyatt Johnston. The second period's only goal was for Vegas from Brett Howden. And the third period's only goal was for Dallas from Radek Faksa. There was 1 penalty for each team the whole game. Good boys behaving. Shots on goal was 23 Vegas, 24 Dallas. The final score was 2-1 with Dallas winning and advancing on to round 2. The 3 stars of the game were Radek Faksa, Jake Ottinger was second, and Wyatt Johnston was third. What an ending. Getting rid of the Golden Girls first round. Get out of here. Your face.
Like what? Golden Girls. Oh my god, I love that.
Someone calls them that on, I can't remember where I saw it, and I was just like, you know what? I kind of like that.
I'm gonna adopt that as well. That's so
Please
funny.
do.
I like giving these team nicknames. I just decided I'm calling the Oilers the McChickens now. Just all of them.
They're just the oily boys
Chickens.
to me. anyway, good riddance, Golden Knights. The Stanley Cup made a very funny tweet. It's like, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but not me. It's like, yes, get out of there. So Dallas is moving on to round 2, and they're playing the Colorado Avalanche in round 2. And now we're starting round 2 with the Bruins versus Panthers.
All right, round 2, game 1. Jeremy Swayman was in net for the Bruins again. Sergei Bobrovsky was in net for the Panthers again. There were no goals in the first period. The second period had 1 goal for the Panthers from Matthew Tkachuk and 3 goals from the Bruins from Morgan Geekie, Mason Lohrei, and Brandon Coyle. The third period had 2 more goals for the Bruins and Justin Brazeau and Jake DeBrusk. 5 penalties for Boston, 4 penalties for Florida, 2 10-minute misconducts for Florida, and 1 for Boston. The shots on goal, 29 Boston, 39 Florida. The final score, 5-1 with the Bruins winning. The 3 stars of the game were Jeremy Swayman, Mason Lohrei, Pavel Zacha. Yeah, and he was a 3rd star. That was an interesting game. I didn't know that these 2 teams were going to be so intense. I feel like I should have known with how Kat talks about them, but I didn't realize.
Are they the ones who got to both like the Eastern Conference finals last year before the Panthers went to the final?
I think so. I honestly don't remember watching Boston at all.
Yeah, I don't either.
I remember I started watching kind of late. If anything, I only paid attention to the West for a bit.
Yeah, I think maybe that's why they hate each other so much. I was just trying to like think of why. Maybe I'm gonna look it up.
Being so aggressive toward each other, I'm like, whoa.
It's because they're both full of rats.
I know it's rat on rat violence out there. Shit, today I posted the text between me and someone, and they were like, they said Mr. Rat. I should honestly, that alone should have told me that it was Brad Marchand.
Yeah.
But I was like, which one? 2 out there.
So they did play each other last cup final, but it was... Wait, no, they didn't. Boston didn't make it past the first round. So I don't know why they don't like each other so much. It must be the rat thing. I don't understand.
I don't know. There's got to be something. I don't know. Boston and or Panthers fans, we want to know what's with this rivalry. I didn't realize there was one.
Right? Can I just say how obsessed, like utterly obsessed I am with the rats being thrown on ice? Like I knew it happened, but to like see it, and then someone threw one on the ice during a fight with Matthew Tkachuk and Pasternak, and then Tkachuk just picks it up after he's done like it's a friend to him. Just like, stop it. Something about the rats. Good stuff. So I think that was the only game for Monday, May 6th. So we're going to move on to Tuesday, May 7th with the Hurricanes versus Rangers. Round 2, game 2. So Freddie Anderson was in net for the Hurricanes and Igor Shesterkin was in net for the Rangers. The first period saw 3 goals, 1 for the Rangers from Alexis Lafreniere and 2 for the Canes from Jake Guentzel and Dmitry Orlov. The second period saw a goal from each team, another one from Alexis Lafreniere and again for the Rangers, and then Jake Guentzel also again for the Canes. The third period only saw 1 goal, and it was from Chris Kreider for the Rangers, and then the game went into double overtime with Vincent Trocheck for the Rangers with a game-winning goal. The Rangers saw 6 penalties and the Hurricanes saw 8. Shots on goal, Carolina 57 with the Rangers having 39. The final score was 4-3, also again with the Rangers winning. The 3 stars of the game was first Vincent Trocheck, the second was Igor Shesterkin, and the third was Alexis Lafreniere. You have thoughts?
I was so mad this game because I think, and it's going to sound biased, but it is unbiased, Carolina was playing better. They were the better team, but they just kept going to the box on stupid penalties. They were fair penalties. They deserve to get called on them, but at the same time, I was like, are you guys fucking kidding me right now? Like, they are dangerous on a power play and they were just taking advantage, and I'm like, it was just frustrating to watch.
Those shots on goal is wild. 57, and then they had 3 more penalties than the Rangers did and still lost.
Yeah, those penalties screwed them, in my opinion. Yeah, that last goal, once that went in, I saw it too. I saw it coming and it went in, and I'm like, well,
yeah. It's the double games with the same like score. That's rough. Like I said, I need someone to humble the Rangers. I don't know why it's not the Canes. I really think I saw this being a closer series, and it's kind of a bummer that it's not.
I saw it being a closer series. I was like, yeah, it's pretty evenly matched. That one should be crazy.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. I was just like, why are the Canes not winning any of these? I mean, we still have one more game before they sweep. Knock on wood, please don't sweep. But
yeah, it was you texted me, right?
yeah, I'm so sorry. Your response, I was like, I said the wrong thing. I'm bringing negativity and she hates me now. She's never going to talk to me. I'm so sorry. I knew I should have taken it back immediately. I was like, oh my God, you fumbled so hard.
I was
Yeah,
like,
I'm
get
so
out of
sorry.
here with that negativity. I was so mad.
I just mostly said it in like a defeated way. I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, why
Oh, I
are
could
the
tell. Yeah.
Kings not doing this? You don't bring Jake Gunsel, tear him away from his home team with Sidney Crosby. You don't do that and not win for that. Like, it just makes no sense to me. It's such a waste, in my humble onion.
I feel like that's how Vegas feels with getting a few players.
Yeah. Oh my God. Can we send everyone back to where they came from if they lose? You did your best. You can go home now.
Tomas Hurdle, you are once again a shark.
God, please. Just to slide this in here as we talk about the Sharks. They got the first overall draft pick for June when the draft happened. So, Macklin Celebrini, you were also a San Jose Shark.
Woo.
So deserved. I'm so happy for them.
Yeah, anyways.
Yeah. So, no, this is your next. Okay.
Okay, so Avalanche and the Stars, round 2, their game 1. Alexander Georgiev was a net for the Avalanche, and Jake Ottinger was a net for the Stars. The first period had the Stars only goals, one from Ryan Suter and one from Wyatt Johnston and one from Jimmy Benn. The second period had 2 goals, both from Avalanche's Valerie Nichushkin and Cale Makar. The third period's only goal was from Nathan MacKinnon for the Avalanche. The game went into OT with Miles Wood scoring for the Avalanche and winning the game. There were 5 penalties for Colorado, 3 penalties for Dallas. Shots on goal, 26 for Colorado, 22 for Dallas. The final score, 4-3 with an Avalanche win. The 3 stars of the game, the first star, Miles Wood, the second star, Cale Makar, and the third star, Jamie Benn.
Okay, so just to start this out, I didn't watch this game until I think I maybe started it in OT or towards the end of the third. I went and saw the Phantom Menace re-release and I dropped my friend off at her house and I was listening to the game through the radio with ESPN like video playing, and I had pulled away after I dropped her off and I got to stop sign and then Woody scored and I literally just screamed so loud that there was someone on the corner of the street like waiting to cross and they looked at me like, is someone getting murdered? And did someone die? And then I immediately voice noted you. I was like, go, Avs, go. And yeah, it felt so good. Maybe I need to go watch the Phantom Menace during all of their games because they lost the next one.
I was so happy for that. Like, so far this series is going pretty much how I thought it was gonna go, unfortunately. But yeah, Miles, I was so surprised. Like, he went on full like turbo mode and I was like, I've never seen him. Like, he got the puck and he just started flying and I'm like, I've never seen him fly like that. Where did this come from?
Because he was the Devil last year.
Yeah.
So did you watch the Devils last year? Did you get to enjoy him with your team?
I saw some like past videos. I did see them their like end of playoff run because I remember them losing to the Canes. So I did see 2 of those games in that series. So probably like the end of that series. But I did get to see them a little bit. But yeah. And did you see that someone named their baby after him?
Yes.
That was so cute.
The couple was in a hospital watching this game and they said the next person who scores they'll name their baby after. And then Woody scored. And so the baby's name is Miles with a Y. And Miles Wood is aware of the baby. So we need to get a meet and greet happening, I think.
Yes. Come on, Avs. You guys, I need the meet and greet to happen. Oh my gosh.
Do it for the socials. I want it. Yeah. I feel like this series is going to go to 7. Knock on wood. I don't want it to, but I feel like
I think so too.
What's going to happen. I think also as someone who's been to the American Airlines Center where Dallas plays and actually getting to watch the last game that happened, was it yesterday, Thursday? Their ice sucks. And it was kind of wild to see how bad it sucked, happening with people falling constantly. And I also live in LA where Crypto Staples Center, whatever, arena ice also sucks. I literally watched their like temp guy walk out during commercial breaks with his gun and look so anxious because their like ice just sucks. And I feel like that should be like a regulation. If you can't maintain your ice, then why are you in an NHL like arena? I don't know. I feel like it's a detriment to the game and how like, I guess it's like an advantage of ice, like knowing your ice and not knowing the ice.
That's interesting.
I don't know. Observations that I'm slowly picking up. But they will be in Denver next game where the altitude is higher and it's easier for them to keep like So I'm interested to see how that affects the games that will be played over there. I guess I'll keep talking. Can't seem to shut up, I guess. Wednesday, May 8th, with the Bruins versus Panthers round 2, game 2. So Jeremy Swayman was again and continuing to be in net for the Bruins, and also Sergei Bobrovsky also in net for the Panthers yet again. First period saw Boston's only goal of the game from Charlie Coyle. The second period had 3 goals for Florida from Steven Lorentz, Alexander Barkov, and Gustav Forsling. Swayman was switched out for Linus Ullmark in net for the Bruins before the start of the third period. The third period had 3 more goals for the Panthers from E2 Starion, Alexander Barkov, and Brandon Montour. 13 penalties for Boston and 10 penalties for Florida. There were 6 10-minute misconducts for Florida and also Boston. And then the shots on goal were 15 Boston, 33 Florida, with a final score of 6-1, with the Panthers winning. The 3 stars of the game was first Alexander Barkov, the second was Sam Reinhart, and the third was Brandon Montour. This is where the girlies starting to get feisty.
They're getting very feisty.
Yeah. I didn't watch this all. I think I caught the end of it.
I think you did, because I was live tweeting you as the penalties were coming.
Yeah.
Live
Like, is
messaging
this
you
happening?
as the penalties were coming in. I think I sent a screenshot of like a bunch of like the 10 minutes were being handed out like crazy. And then as I screenshotted that, I look up and they were calling, I think,
another like 3 or 4.
Yeah, someone on the Panthers was getting called for a penalty. I was like, oh my God, another penalty is being called literally as I'm screenshotting this.
Can't keep up.
And they got in trouble.
Yeah, this was the game where Pasta asked to fight Matthew, right?
Matthew asked to fight Pasta, and Pasta was like, I gotta ask. I gotta check with the bench. And so then he had to go ask. I think it was like he had to go ask a dad, aka coach. And it was so funny because while he was asking, like Matthew was leaning over and he was like, Pasta, we good? Like he wanted to make sure. I'm like, I think that's the funny thing about this sport is like how unserious it can be at times.
It feels wholesome a little bit.
They're like, yeah, let's plan this out.
I know there was a statement maybe put out after this game where officials are going to keep an eye on the Florida-Boston series because of all the like rowdiness happening. It's like they're discussing having fights before they're happening, and you're gonna sit here and say that like they need to be watched. I think it's fine. Everyone's having a good time. They're like ready to square up, but they're also ready to just like let it go when it's done. And I don't really feel like that hostility like I did in the Leafs Bruins series, despite how boring it was. So I feel like it's a fun rivalry as opposed to like a nasty rivalry.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like, yeah, that's what I've noticed after this one. They get off the ice and everyone seems pretty like, okay, like that's what that was, and like it was kind of fun. Obviously, like on the losing side, they're more upset. Obviously, you're losing, but you don't want that. But I mean, other than that, it is, I don't know, as a fan of just not really both of these teams, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I have I'm partial to some like specific members of the teams, but like the teams as a whole, I don't really particularly care about that much.
So Wednesday, May 8th, Wednesday, May 8th, Oilers versus Canucks, round 2, game 1. Stuart Skinner was in net for the Oilers, and Arturas Silovs was in net for the Canucks. The first period had 2 goals, both from Edmonton's Zach Hyman and Matthias Ekholm. The second period saw 2 goals from the Canucks, Dakota Joshua and Elias Lindholm. 2 goals for the Oilers from Cody Ceci and another from Zach Hyman. There were 3 unanswered goals for the Canucks in the third period from JT Miller, Nikita Zadorov, and Connor Garland. 4 penalties for Edmonton and 2 penalties for Vancouver. Shots on goal, 18 Edmonton. No,
that's right. I'm just disappointed.
Shots on goal, 18 Edmonton and 24 for Vancouver. The final score was 5-4 with the Canucks winning. The 3 stars of the game were the first star being Dakota Joshua, second Nikita Zadorov, and the third Zach Hyman.
That was a good game.
That game was crazy.
I was telling Arielle this a second ago before we started recording, but like both of these teams I feel like on the same level. So whoever wins wins, and I'm just excited to see like a Canadian team like going far. And I also feel like these guys are pretty even matched. Like the Oilers have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, but then the Canucks have JT Miller and Brock Besser and Quinn Hughes and Elias Pettersson. Like they have their superstars. So it's like the goaltending, I feel like maybe Stuart Skinner obviously has the edge on the baby goalie. Once Demko comes back, I'm really excited to see where where this could go.
I'm curious to see if, like, will Sheloffs get the boot once Demko comes back and it'll be Demko to Smith again? I'm like, I
Get rid
wouldn't
of
be
Smith.
I wouldn't be mad if baby goalie got to stay. Demko is back up goalie. Just saying, because he's doing really good. Like, yeah.
It makes me nervous, but maybe, like, I know DeSmith has been on the bench for them, but I feel like if he had to play, it probably wouldn't be a good idea. So you keep the healthy guy with you when Demko comes back, you know? That just makes sense to me. I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens. Demko maybe hopefully back soonish. I don't think I've seen or heard an update about him.
I know they just said, like, possibly game 4.
Yeah. There's so many people I'm just, like, waiting to come back. Like, Demko's one, and then I know we'll talk about the Avs and Stars game here in a second, but like Jonathan Drouin, Logan O'Connor, they've got a couple guys out that just need to come back. I don't know. I feel like these teams will change once they get these guys back. So fingers crossed.
That was a good game. And I think I remember, I don't know what the Canucks were doing. That they were doing something. Oh, they were getting a little sloppy in their zone. And I was like, man, they got to be careful. Because they kept talking up McDavid and Draisaitl. And I'm like, Zach Hyman is dangerous. They got to watch out for him. And the second they took their eyes off him, he scored. And I'm like, what did I just say?
Yeah, because this was that game that McDavid had no shots on goal or whatever. And that was talked about a bunch. But it's like you put Zach Hyman in front of the net and he's getting it in. That's just what's been happening all season. And if you're not watching him, then that's just like 2 goals. That's what happens.
Yeah. And then their third line, I was just like, okay, nobody got me. The Canucks third line got me that game.
They know how to pull it together in the last couple periods or even the last period. You're just like, okay, I'm sorry I doubted you. I know I should know better by now.
Wish they'd stop doing that, though.
It's like they know they have an assignment due, but they wait until the last second to do it. And it's great every time, but like, you probably shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Thursday, May 9th, the Hurricanes versus Rangers, round 2, game 2. Freddie Anderson was in net for the Hurricanes. Igor Shesterkin was in net for the Rangers. Again. Jake Gensel opened up scoring in the first period for the Hurricanes and was the only goal that period. The second period's only goal was from the Rangers, Chris Kreider. The third period saw a goal each from Alexis Lafreniere for the Rangers and Andrei Svechnikov for the Hurricanes. The game went into overtime and Artemi Panarin had the game-winning goal for the Rangers. The Rangers saw 8 penalties and the Hurricanes saw 7. Shots on goal, the Rangers 25, Carolina 47. Final score, 3-2 with the Rangers win. The 3 stars of the game, the first star, Igor Shesterkin, second, Artemi Panarin, and the third, Andrei Svechnikov.
I'm sorry, 47 shots on goal and you lost?
Yeah, I just saw, I didn't realize that either when I watched the game because I think I was watching this really pissed off and I was like, you know what?
This is almost like a repeat of the Tuesday game when they had 57 shots on goal. Like, what is going on here? That's just, you got goal lead, man.
Yeah, I feel bad for Freddie, but I'm like, our bad. So Freddie Anderson was not in net. It was actually Pyotr Kochetkov. Yes.
What a name.
He's their baby goalie, and they showed him emotional after that game, and it made me really sad.
Yeah, that was devastating. That was the only thing I saw from this game, and my heart hurts.
But gosh darn it, that Igor Shesterkin is so good, and it makes me mad.
Yeah, he's Russian, right? Yeah, he's Russian. Those damn Russians.
Yeah, that was it was a well played game though.
Yeah,
it was just unfortunate.
Has he only played with the Rangers?
I think.
Yep.
Was that the game? I think Matt Rempe was out too.
He was. Matt Rempe was out, and yet they still saw 8 penalties.
Yeah, Braden Schneider, I think, got a couple, and I was like, what's with you today? I don't like this.
Someone's got to be spicy on the team if Rempe's not there.
Was that also the game that Jacob Trouba almost killed himself in Netchess?
Where he was like horizontal in the air?
That was so crazy. I saw it happen, and there was no call. I was like, what? Okay. I was like, he could have really hurt himself.
The officiating during these playoffs, I don't know if it's like supposed to be different on purpose, but it feels very different from the regular season.
Yeah, I think my dad was watching and he was like, what was my dad? I don't know what that thing is like, but when like you're betting, people are like, check. But he basically he insinuated that they could be betting.
Wagering, however it is, makes me nervous. Don't bet real money. Just do it for fun.
Yeah, I think that day I got...
Oh yeah, text from your neighbor, right?
Yeah, it might have been the round 1 for these games, but I don't remember which one. But yeah, he was like, no, it was this one actually. He was like, yeah, I'm betting this. He's like, who do you think's the better? He's like, who do you think's the better team? Or like, who do you think will win? And I had a feeling it was gonna be the Rangers, but I was like, I don't want it to be. So he was like, okay, well, I'm picking the Canes, and then the Rangers won. I was like, I hate being right.
Sometimes you just watch enough and know enough and infer enough to, unfortunately, know who's going to win.
I don't like it.
Don't like it. Well, we're going to wrap up this episode with the Avalanche Stars round 2 game 1. So they're in Dallas for this one, and Alexander Georgiev was in net for the Avalanche and Jake Ottinger in net for the Stars. The first period's only goal came from Miro Heiskanen for Dallas. The second period saw 3 goals, all from Dallas. They were from Roope Hintz, Miro Heiskanen, and Tyler Seguin. The third period had 3 goals from Colorado, Joel Kiviranta, Brandon Duhaime, and Valerie Nikushkin, and 1 for Dallas from Issa Lindell. There were 6 penalties for Colorado and 4 penalties for Dallas. Shots on goal were 31 Colorado and 32 Dallas. The final score was 5-3 with the Stars winning. The 3 stars of the game were first Miro Heiskanen, the second was Roope Hintz, and the third was Tyler Seguin. This game made me realize that I could be very mean. And I like Dallas. I've talked nice things about Dallas, and there's like a I don't love, but
I think I left you alone.
I don't know, sometimes you just watch it and you're just like, okay, this is hitting a little too hard. Maybe I should step back, but I couldn't let myself step back. And Colorado was not playing very good until the third period. It's like,
they were playing pretty messy.
We didn't deserve to win it, so like I totally get it. I think this is one of those games where people will talk about how Nathan MacKinnon didn't do anything and what's he doing? Where is he at? Why is his line stuck? Blah blah blah. Like, he's not the only member of this team. But Dallas killed it. Surprised there's no goals from Wyatt Johnston, who's also been kind of a superstar for Dallas.
He almost had one. He did end up in the box that game, right?
I think he did too, towards the end.
Yeah. It was a good game, but yeah, other than it being, I guess, a decent game, it was so obvious how just messy Colorado is. They're very obvious when they're playing really good versus they're a little off, and they were definitely a little off, and it screwed them in the end.
Yeah, Georgiev I feel like he was still killing it in net despite the score from what it says.
Yeah.
He was the only one who was playing playoff hockey. The rest of them were playing like preseason games. It's just it's kind of a bummer to you can't do that. All these games count. You letting them win one when you could have swept is just what's going on?
Shoot, Tyler Seguin, I was happy for him because he had a few shots on goal, and at least 2 of them almost got in, and then he finally got one. I was about time. I knew he was going to get one.
Good for him. He's getting old, He's got to take what he can get.
It was that haircut. I saw him before, and I was like, what'd you do with the haircut?
Yeah.
The haircut, good luck.
Right. All right. I think that wraps this up. I think Arielle wanted to dedicate these episodes, these last playoff episodes, this episode and the ones going forward, to...
Oh, thanks. Shout out to the NHL pronunciation guide. Yeah, we just want to try our best because I think someone listened to the episode and let me know. They were like, Arielle. They said his first name and second name, I guess. They said they go by the initials and then just say his last name. But I was like, we thought about that, but then also there's just been so many players that feel a little bit hurt feelings or disrespected when their names aren't being respected. So it's until we know, or maybe we start watching them, maybe we'll go by a nickname, maybe we won't. But until then, shout out to the NHL pronunciation guide because it is saving our lives.
We're trying. So if you hear us sounding things out or maybe double saying something, we're just trying to make sure it's right. We can't watch every team. So obviously the teams that we are invested a little bit more in are going to be easier for us to say just because we hear them more. But these other ones, we're trying. So a little bit of grace will go a long way as we figure it out. I think that's it. And Arielle, where can the people find you?
They can find me on TikTok and Instagram at ITSARIELLE Garcia and on Twitter at Arielle Garcia. And you?
If you choose to follow me on social media, I am AENEW both on Twitter and Instagram. And then you can give the Rink Rookie page a follow on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or X, formerly known as Twitter. Like, comment, subscribe, tell all your friends. Shoot us an email, a tweet, an Instagram DM. We want to hear from you. I think that's it.
Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.